Before we move on to our 7th bout, we have a birthday tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish a special birthday to the Commissioner of Wyoming Combat Sports and Bare Knuckle Hall of Famer and the second best dressed guy here tonight, Mr. Brian Pedersen. Thank you, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our 7th bout on the card this evening. Staying under MMA rules, it is set for 3 3-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the short line Buick and GMC red corner, please welcome Jerod Padilla.
135-pound MMA action keeps this card rolling. Mr. Jerod Padilla makes his way to the cage, and my goodness, does this gentleman bring some rambunctious fans to the show.
Yeah, how about it? I
Love it.
You know, we have some fighters, multiple fighters from the same gym, so bringing in a big contingency, and that's the beauty of being in Cheyenne, JR. It's not that far of a drive.
Yeah, especially for those Northern Colorado gyms like Trials MMA.
Absolutely.
Of which Mr. Padilla is a member. At Padilla, 22 years old, 5'8", made the 135-pound cutoff. This is his debut as a mixed fighter, facing off against Garrison Thomas, who's the younger but only by 1 year, the shorter by 2 inches, and does have some experience coming in a 1-0, listing himself as a striker.
Garrison, kind of, you think if he wasn't doing this, he'd be bull riding. Garrison, you know. I saw in the crowd, speaking of Trials and MMA and Northern Colorado folks, I saw Jay Train in the crowd,
nice.
Getting ready for his Bellator debut coming up fairly soon.
So excited.
And his opponent, fighting out of the Century Chevrolet blue corner, please welcome Garrison Thomas.
Garrison, bull rider. I'll tell you, this the fight game's caught up here. I mean, the crowd's been building each and every time we come up here. We've gotten more and more lively. So Sparta's found a home here. So even once Colorado opens up, we're still going to have to come up here every now and then, I think.
Yeah, I got here an hour before the show started tonight, so I had to park at the back of the parking lot because it was already full.
Packed. Boy, Victory's got quite a few fighters here. I think this is the 3rd or 4th fighter.
You guys had to rent a school bus to get here.
I think the one thing you and I were talking about a little bit off camera is you see where this sport is going when you see debut fighters that come in that look experienced because of what they've done, because of where they're at, and the people that they've been able to fight with and train with all week long and all months long leading up to this.
Like you said, with the pandemic, so many of these guys, so much energy, so pent up, so ready to go, working so hard, not knowing exactly when it was all going to come together for them, but here we are tonight.
Garrison Thomas with that one fight of experience doesn't seem like a lot, but when you've been in there before, it kind of gives you a taste of what to expect, and he's put together for a young man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bantamweight MMA bout is brought to you by Red Lion Hotels. Let's meet our fighters. First, fighting out of the short line Buick and GMC red corner, from Fort Collins, Colorado, representing Trials MMA, Jerod Padilla.
My goodness, listen to that crowd.
Yeah, he must have
And
hit
his
2 school
opponent,
buses.
fighting out of the Century Chevrolet blue corner, from Colorado Springs, Colorado, representing Victory MMA, Garrison Thomas.
Boy, Padilla's got to settle down a little bit. He's spending a lot of energy.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules earlier. I expect a clean, fair fight.
Good thing about being 135-pounder is you have it.
Yeah, as you said, that's been, what, baby weight? That's been a long time ago. I'm thinking this one's going to fly right out of here.
So Padilla with the camo trunks and Mr. Thomas wearing the black trunks.
No touching up, they're throwing. Wow.
They're ready to go.
Boom.
Oh, and each of them with an early
both of
knockdown
them.
to the other now. A couple of hard shots by Padilla.
And Garrison took a shot. Took a couple of shots to the lower mandible.
Boy, these guys know they're in a fight.
Padilla longer and lankier. Garrison seems to be a little thicker of the fighters. Backs Padilla up against the cage.
Stabbing knee thrown by Padilla, well timed with that technique.
And you know what you said, stabbing knee? He's a little pointy. You see fighters that are kind of pointy? He's one of them.
Thomas continues to pressure, trying to get his hands together. Unable to do so yet, and double underhooks now enjoyed by Padilla.
Garrison's trying to lock those hands, but he can't do it.
Yeah, Padilla doing a good job with his takedown defense, splaying the legs, keeping his butt against the cage. But wow, look at the strength of Thomas.
Yeah, and that's the one thing, but the headlock, I think, is in. But it's not strong enough. He slid right out.
Thomas is out. You can see immediately Padilla trying to pass that arm, wants to bring his right leg over the elbow, bring it over the neck, try to set up a triangle choke, but Thomas doing a good job pinching those elbows in, not letting it happen.
Yeah, the question is, can Thomas do something from there and start raining down with some punches and some grounded pound? Padilla doing a good job putting pressure, not allowing Thomas to do so.
Yeah, Padilla working a lot. He's actually making a lot of really small adjustments off his back, doing what he can to try to set up armbar, triangle, or an escape.
Thomas with that one good shot in that exchange, but can't get a lot. As you see Padilla wrapping up his arms, Thomas now trying to work free and get something going, but he hasn't been able to do so.
Yeah, good position here for Thomas, and Padilla pretty much negating it.
And a lot of that, listen, stay busy. A lot of that comes with experience. Punch while you got him down there. Stay busy.
We're inside the final minute.
He's doing as good a job as he can to keep the punishment from happening.
You're right, he is doing a good job shutting down any offense from Thomas. However, because of that, unable to get any of his own offense going off of his back.
Yeah, he's not doing much.
And he's got the figure four across the body now, so that shows that he's not going to try to escape. He's not going to try to go for a submission.
No, he's content.
Just going to try to hold his opponent in place, make sure that he stays safe right out this final few seconds, and then reset for round two.
And that's an excellent point, JR. Especially when you're a young fighter like this and you're in a position you haven't had a lot of experience in, if you can ride that out, get back to your feet, and not do anything in that moment in time that you're not ready to follow through with, it costs you that round or costs you that fight, is to hold on and live to the next round.
Yeah, reset, bring it back to the start, exactly. And again, we're talking about debut fighters making those kinds of decisions. Wow, very smart.
But that first 45 seconds, both fighters are throwing some heavy-duty hands.
That was exciting.
Kind of settled down a little bit, and both fighters going for takedowns before they got things to the ground finally.
Where Padilla tried to switch off to the guillotine and ended up costing him the takedown. Lost position for the whole rest of the round because of it. He had good double underhooks in place to defend the takedown. Instead tried for the submission, didn't get it, and it cost him.
Padilla's a little stronger than I first gave him credit for. Longer, lankier fighter. Let's see if the second round starts out like the first one, which was fisticuffs and fireworks. Now they touch up for the second round.
Touch gloves to show some sportsmanship before they try to punch each other in the face. Well, definitely a different start than round one was.
Yeah, settling down. Both have been stung a little bit, trying to figure out, okay, where can I get the advantage at here?
Yeah, and I bet both coaches said, hey, no need to start out that way. However, with that having been said,
let's roll.
Yeah, give the guy some respect, but you got to move too.
Padilla goes upstairs, and Garrison steps away from that kick.
definitely like a different fight than what
Yeah.
we saw in round one.
A lot of distance between these two now. Jab thrown by Padilla. And follows up against him with the left hand right at the temple. That scored.
Padilla got that strike to land because he was throwing combinations.
Oh.
Single strikes.
Padilla went right on the button with that right hand as well coming through.
Corner of Thomas asking for level change.
A leg kick by Padilla. Both fighters kind of content, staying on the outside right now, waiting for something to happen. Half this round's history.
Yeah, both these guys letting the whole round get away from
Yeah,
them, really.
both not doing a lot right now.
Yeah,
Who's going to pick up the pace here?
Opportunities wasted.
Really surprised that Thomas had slowed down the pace because he was in the zone throwing some good punches. It seemed to have his strength working for him.
Agreed.
Counter punch by Thomas missed. He was waiting for that though. It's almost like each fighter's waiting for the other to attack first. Overhand right by Padilla scores.
And as a judge, you have to score something, and it's been Padilla the one that, even though it's been fairly minimal, he is the one that's landed a little bit more and strikes that have been a little more solid.
Absolutely. That left hook missed by Padilla, but again, trying to circle in, gets off first. That jab scored.
Only 30 seconds left.
Left hand just out of range for Padilla.
Well, I bet these guys are going to get an earful from their coaches between rounds.
Yep.
This is what Thomas's corner was calling for. They were saying secure the round.
Problem is it's late.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do that at the 30-second mark if you're trying to get a takedown. Can he get it before the end of the round? Oh, and I don't think he does. Depends on what sticks in the judge's mind, but you know, when your corner's calling for it, Jerry, you got to execute that before the 10-second clacker. But you're exactly right. You said both fighters letting this round get away from them. And whoever loses this fight can look back on that second round. What could I have done more? Did I leave it all in the cage?
Yeah, absolutely. Checking out things on the replay here, and this is one of those exchanges, and it was Padilla, as I referenced, throwing in combinations, and often it was the second or third strike that landed for him. And Thomas just seemingly content to try to read the punches and hope for a counter, and it did not come.
Best punch of the round came from Padilla on an overhand right. We just saw it on the replay. He pressured forward a little more. Thomas just was in the waiting game the whole round. And I think, as you said, when you have an experienced corner like he has, they're going to make a point of it. Let's see what happens in the third round, JR.
Very interesting fight. Very interesting. Round one being just rock'em sock'em robots, and round two being a feeling out round.
Hey, it's good to be in 2021 with you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Likewise, sir.
Let's hope it's better than 2020. All right, third and final round. Touch him up. Let's throw, boys. Padilla scores. That's with the right hand. But can you put more than one together?
Yeah.
Boy, he's a sweater. I'll tell you that. Since the early part of that first round, Padilla's really taken over the pacing here, JR.
Well, you don't have to be any kind of a Nostradamus to know that in between rounds, both corners were going to be in there saying, hey, come on, pick up the pace,
Yeah.
do something, anything, please.
It's almost like neither one of them want to make that mistake that cost them the
Exactly.
fight, but you've got to do something to win a fight.
Agreed.
Side kick there by Thomas, scored, not big. Combination thrown finally by Padilla, the 1-2. Thornton trying to inch forward, blocks that offering. Thornton still sitting back though. Inside leg kick. And as you say so many times, Thornton's been the one moving forward, JR.
Yeah.
Correct that, Padilla. My bad. Padilla motioned to his cup, but
Yeah, Yeah. Well, this is definitely playing out like round 2 was, and much less like round 1. And what a shame, because both these guys came out with really, really nice intentions early in this fight, and really looked like they were going to have a barn burner of it, but it's just slowed down to be very, very minimal action.
It almost was like, JR, that they showed that at the beginning with like they both got hurt and didn't want another taste of it.
There's respect for your opponent, then there's too much respect.
And I'm in the corner with you. This could have been a knockdown drag out. Minute left in this fight. Thomas getting the takedown.
Corner of Thomas just begging him to get to work.
Get some ground and pound going.
Yeah.
Throw the hands. Do what you can. Padilla's just holding on at this point in time.
Yeah, closed guard, not trying to swivel the hips, not trying to open up and pass an arm for a triangle or anything.
Unless if Thomas can do something here. I mean, you look at how the rounds have gone, and Padilla was in command before this takedown. How much is that takedown going to weigh on the mind of the judges, and who's on top at the end?
Agreed.
Corner's calling for some kind of action here, but Padilla's holding on.
And I think Thomas has thrown 1 strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes since he got the takedown.
Heard that 10-second clacker.
Yeah, there's a little flurry there at the end. He needed 45 seconds of that, not 5 seconds of that.
And again, we come down to that fight's a tough fight to score, JR, because Padilla puts most of the pressure forward. Thomas gets a takedown at the end. But which fighter deserves to win this fight?
Agreed.
And I look at it and I say neither.
There was so much hope in the first 40 seconds. Watching Padilla go upstairs with the head kick on there. Thomas, as he done through a lot of the fight, just counter fighting, ready to block that technique. Didn't have a lot of follow-up for it. Just a lot of time spent with these guys looking at one another. Thomas able to score that takedown toward the end of the round, but did very minimal with it until about the final 10 seconds, and even that little flurry of punching he had at the end wasn't anything that anybody was going to consider damaging.
And this is interesting because I can't tell you how they're going to decide this fight. You and I are on the same page exactly because you saw this going, you're going, all right, I can get into this one. This is going to be a great barn burner.
Big Mo coming into the ring. All our talking is over. It's all academic now because Mo knows what the real word is.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we go to your judges' scorecard for the official decision. Judge number 1 scores about 29-28, Thomas. Judge number 2 scores at 29-28, Padilla. And our third judge scores about 29-28, declaring your winner by split decision, Jerod Padilla.
Well, Mr. Padilla's fans have something to cheer about. Congratulations to the Trials MMA fighter. Notches a win with his first MMA fight. What a great feeling that's got to be. Congratulations, sir.